My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Just Friends. And this review will have spoilers, so that's your warning. But this movie got destroyed by critics, and nobody talks about it, but I enjoy it. I think it's funny, I think it's entertaining, and I really like the story. It's about Chris. He's this chubby kid in high school. He's best friends with a popular girl named Jamie. And after he gets publicly rejected and humiliated by her, he leaves town for a decade. He becomes a big shot in LA. He gets in shape. He becomes a womanizer. And he just becomes a completely different person. And then, due to circumstances beyond his control, he ends up stuck in his hometown for Christmas. And he attempts to win Jamie back with his new good looks and all that. And what I like most about this movie is just how honest it is. If a man gets rejected and humiliated like Chris does, he would probably cope in the same way. It's sad, but it's true. And it happens all the time. And I also like how when he tries to be his new self with Jamie, he just resorts back to his old self. And it's like there's just some people you can't lie to about who you are. And I really like that aspect of the movie. I also thought the competition with Dusty was really amusing, and it allows it for Chris to look in the mirror at himself and do some deep reflection. And I see people scoff at this movie nowadays, and I really don't get why, because he was in the friend zone. But the movie is him learning to take responsibility and for him to figure out that he was there because he never made a move. He was never honest about how he felt. It's only at the end of the movie where he comes clean to her about everything that he ends up winning her over. So I really don't get why people make a big deal about this movie, but I think it's actually a good story with some very honest commentary on how people cope with heartbreaks, I guess. Then you get the cast. And Ryan Reynolds, I do not like as an actor now, but in the first half of his career, he was a very interesting actor, and I think this is one of his better performances. He's really entertaining, he's funny, he does everything he needs to incredibly well. Then you've got Amy Smart, who I think gives a good performance. Anna Faris, I think, is so funny here. She's great. Christopher McCart as the brother does a perfectly fine job. Chris Klein as Dusty, I think, is good. I like Stephen Root, Julia Haggerty, and you've also got Fred Iwernick, who plays Hank from Corner Gas. And if you're American, you're like, what show is he talking about? Corner Gas, it was a big deal in Canada, and Hank was everyone's favorite character. And I do think as a comedy, this movie works. The slapstick is really funny. I love it when Chris is on that bed and it falls down the hill. It's so simple, but it makes me laugh. I love it when Chris beats up the kids at hockey or when Samantha gets tasered. It's a movie that does make me laugh, and I think the movie is very well paced. I don't love this movie though. I do think the writing could be better every now and again, and I think Jamie is a flawed character, and I wish the movie leaned into that more. She's fully aware of how Chris feels about her, and she just acts oblivious. And yeah, I don't think this movie gets to greatness. It's not one of the funniest movies ever, but I do think Just Friends is a good time. It's entertaining, it's funny enough. The cast does a great job, and it's got a very honest story. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And yes, it's a Christmas movie. It might not be the most Christmas movie, but it's Christmassy enough. But what are your thoughts on Just Friends? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.